Oops, little behind this curtain there. All right. What is up? I see Nico's already in the chat. Good to see you. While I'm waiting, just thought I'd do a little... Ironically, the last time I played this, Nico was also in the chat. This was, of course, Shani insisted that I... Hey, there she is! Insisted that I get this game back when it was... yeah, this is going great already. I don't even remember how to play this. Yep. Anywho. Yeah, I don't even remember how to play it. Alright, enough of that. So how are you guys doing? Let's go back to full screen here. Alright, we got Silent Guy, we got Shani. Got Meek Zeke. I wonder if... So, Fro Legacy was supposed to come in, but I don't know if he's still... If he's still doing that or not. So yeah, how are you guys doing? I'll allow you 5 drops before opening my package. Froggy's on the lily pad. There you go. 5 drops of what? I don't know if he's talking about the golf or what. I couldn't get the thing to... In my earpiece, I had it turned off on here. I didn't even realize it, but I had the desktop audio turned all the way down. But in my earpiece, it's hooked up to my TV. I got one of these little transmitter guys here so that I could use the old Raycon everyday earbuds. I should get a gaming earbuds actually so that I can... I don't know how that works, but because these you can use on the phone and stuff, but like I can answer calls and stuff with them, but I in order to get them to play through like a computer or something, I need to get in a, like the thing that I have sends the signal out, so but yeah, anyway, I could hear it on the thing and I didn't realize that or I forgot that I faded the music out and forgot to put the thing back up. So anyway, whatever. My big plan didn't really work out. So everyone's doing good. I wonder if I should actually, let's take a look here. So aw. Canada, head over to CanadAce's stream and hang out with us. His Twitch is CanadAce over there. We're on now. Yeah, I wonder for Legacy's in standby mode. Well, either way. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, so we got Meeksy, we got Shani, we got Silent Guy. I don't know if we should wait for Frog or what. What do you guys think? In the meantime, I know Meekseek's favorite part of seeing what kind of crazy beverages or whatever I'm getting up to. So this time, I got a couple of stuff. I got some Sleeman, like, fruit drinks. But in honor of our, like, friend from Deutschland, I've got Kronbacher. So, I'm sure I pronounced that perfectly. I don't think I need a corrector. I forgot to grab a bottle opener, so let's see if... Nope. Alright, 1 second here. I know some guys can use keys and stuff, but I could, but I am not like a borderline alcoholic anymore, so I don't think I can still do that. Last time I tried to do it as a novelty thing, I couldn't get it to work, so I guess I just am out of practice now. Alright. This is my good bottle opener, but I don't want to go to the kitchen, so at least it'll do. Alright. Prost. Nice. Nice little German Pilsner, probably Bavarian. I was looking through all the different European beers and stuff they had over at the beer store near my gym. There's a beer store. In Canada. In Ontario, it's literally a brand they have called the beer store. And for a while, it was one of only 2 places in Ontario you were legally allowed to buy booze. They've since changed that so you can even get them in like convenience stores and grocery stores and stuff. You can buy alcohol now, but for a while it was only the beer store and the Liquor Control Bureau of Ontario, or LCBO, that you could get it for many years. But anyway, yeah, so this is so Grosch was one of the ones I was looking at, but it said right on it product of, or whatever, Nederlands, which obviously is, I'm sure even if you don't speak German or Dutch or anything, that's Netherlands. And a lot of the other European beers that had Germanic sounding names were all from Denmark or the Netherlands, or Belgium had a lot of them, and stuff. So to find one that actually was Deutschland or German or whatever, this was one of the few that they had, so I got it. I've never tried it before either, so. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Nice solid Pilsner. Not too skunky, which I like. Yeah, all in all, and it wasn't that expensive, I don't think. So, yeah. The only thing is, it was one of those open top things, so I put it in my trunk, and when I got home, because my trunk is empty now except for grocery bags and stuff, I had to like pick up beer bottles all over the inside of my, or full beer bottles all over the inside of my trunk, and put them back in the little cardboard sleeve and stuff by the time I got home. But other than that, yeah, and it wasn't shaking up too much. But then again, it was several hours ago that I got home. Yeah, Bavaria is a province of Germany, isn't it? I'll be watching and listening. I'll have my hands a little busy making burgers for my family, though. But be popping in and out for chatting. What's coming? Javer, Fleinsberger, Kronbacher, Versteiner, Schlorfer, Erdinger. Yeah, Erdinger is the only one I've had, I think. But they didn't have, the beer store didn't have like as much of a selection. A lot of their stuff too was cans and tall boys. I was like, man, it seems like there's more variety at the liquor store than there is at the beer store. But then again, it was one of the smaller locations, I think. It was new one that they just opened a few years ago, but it's a small new one nonetheless. So we got Erdinger pronounced mostly correct. Alright, so I don't know. Shani, do you want me to wait to open the thing, or do you want me to do it now, or are you even here now? Are you wearing earplugs? I'm wearing Raycon's everyday earbuds, hashtag not a sponsor, instead of those great big tin cans that I usually wear, just so that it doesn't flatten my hair down. Like usually I wear these, but I decided to get one of these little cheap Chinese transmitters that do the Bluetooth thing and use that instead. So the transmitter's plugged into the TV, and then these are getting the signal from the transmitter. I'd like to get some kind of rig where I could use like gamer style. I could probably get a Bluetooth connector for my PC and use that, but anyway, I haven't figured that out yet, so. Oh, so I just had this so I could do like audio transitions and stuff like that. Like at the beginning I had the my friend Brock's CanadAce theme playing, and then I did a fade out and stuff, but I couldn't hear that fade out because the audio was coming from the TV. So it was playing off the TV, and then the mixer is for the desktop audio, so I turned the mixer down and I could see the levels going down, but the levels stayed the same for me because I wasn't actually turning the desktop down. So that's another thing too. I want to figure out how to get it so that I can pipe the headphones into the mixing board that they have in ODS Streamlabs, you know. But those are some technical things. I'm not on here enough to... Every time I come on here, there's a bunch of stuff I'm like, oh yeah, but I always forget to do it by the next time. I really should stream more. I get like every other week off. Like we work a long 12-hour shifts, days, then transition to nights, and then we'll have like 4 to 6 days off, and then we'll do it again. And I keep thinking I should stream more on my days off, but then there's always so much stuff I want to get caught up on and everything that I don't end up doing it. So, plus my sleep schedule is all out of whack by the time the weekend, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do more, like as the summer goes or whatever, but we'll see. But yeah, so I'm getting a care package ready for Shani, who's coming in and out, so some of the things have just started to arrive. So, excuse me, that's exciting for her. It's still got a little ways to go before it's ready, but it's starting to come together now, so. Yeah, I think should replace it with my hockey theme. Oh, really? You mean this hockey theme? So that was Meekseek wrote that for I don't know how many years ago. The Colbert Report did a feature on it, so that tells you how long ago it was, because that show hasn't even been on the air for a long time. But Hockey Night in Canada is a program. It was one of the, I think it could have been the first hockey broadcast ongoing that they ever had on television. And so the Hockey Night in Canada theme was from the 1950s all the way up until the 2010s was the same, and then the copyright or the contract or whatever was expiring on it. So the woman who wrote it wanted more money for it. So the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation was like, "We're a publicly owned thing. We're not going to pay you that much." So she said they couldn't use it anymore. So then they had a contest to see what the new Hockey Night in Canada theme would be. And Meek Zeke at that time, maybe you still are, I don't know, but at that time he was a musician, a somewhat well-known one. I mean, in music circles in Canada, people knew who he was. He made little guitar pedals and stuff that, like, the Rio Statics, a prominent Canadian band, used, and things like that. So he was known, and, like, if you talk to people in the music industry, especially in the Toronto area, they knew who he was. I'm not going to say his real name, but and that was something that he wrote for this contest, which it didn't end up winning. So then years later, he was watching my stream, and when he did the big reveal of who he actually is and stuff, he sent me a link to SoundCloud with that, and I, through shenanigans, was able to download it. I don't even remember how I did it. I think I got, like, Audacity or something, and just had it record my desktop and then played it that way or something, probably. In fact, that is how I did it. So I was able to record Meek Zeke's thing, and sometimes I use it as a theme tune. If I do a video on YouTube for CanadAce, usually I'll start with Brock's thing, and then I'll play out with that or whatever as an extra or whatever. Sometimes I've used it as the intro as well. But yeah, that's why I had it queued up, so that I could switch. But then you mentioned it, so it's like, alright, we're playing the whole thing now. Nephew for only 5 minutes. I'll be back. I think it's why. Well, yeah, no kidding. So yeah. Alright, I don't know if she can... Alright, yeah, well, you can see it on the screen there. If I end up broadcasting this on YouTube or whatever. But yeah. Oh, you're quite welcome, Meek Zeke. Do you want me to step outside? Refresh. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I'm just waiting to see if Shani wants to do the unboxing when she gets back or what, but also I'm pretty thirsty. I cooked up some turkey breast and had some of that for dinner, but it was salty, and I didn't have a drink because I knew in less than an hour or whatever I was going to be coming on here, so I'm actually kind of thirsty. But I wanted to show off the this, so it's good though. I like it. Again, I've had other German beers that are probably better, but that's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, also, I was waiting for Frog because he was supposed to come in, but I don't know what he's doing right now. There's all kinds of messages on the Shani's Discord saying that I'm live. Even she posted something about me being live. So, yeah. He's on standby. Oh, hey, Nugov Snug. How's it going? We've got Steeltown well represented right now, it looks like. I don't know if you still live there or not, Nug. I don't want to say where Steeltown is if you're not a local. You don't know. I don't necessarily think everyone wants their town to be broadcast over the internet, but that's a nickname for where Meek Zeke and Nuggo Snug and different CanadAce followers live, and where my brother was born, actually. We lived there when I was like 4, so Yeah, from what I've heard, it's pretty standard one kind of beers that are made. Wide range of customers, so it's nothing special, but also okay. It's like Molson Canadian, you know? Especially Coors bought Molson Canadian, and I'm pretty sure that Molson Canadian is now just Coors with a different label. Like, I remember it tasting differently when I first started drinking beer compared to now. It's not as good as it used to be. But even that said, it was pretty mass produced in Canada, so it probably was never like amazing, but it was just slightly better than American beers. And now in the States, they've got all those craft beers and stuff, so they're catching up in quality, and they don't like the watered down stuff as much as they once did over there. So people my age and younger, like, that make American beer, like it more than say your Budweisers and stuff like Coors Light and all that stuff, which is like water. Can't talk from experience since I don't drink beer. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, this is a stormtrooper like pirate flag type thing. It's I think it comes from like those cosplayer groups like what is it called? Legion 101, or the one that goes to all the international Star Wars things whenever you go to a convention, or the 501st Legion or whatever, and they have all the like the people dressed up in stormtrooper armor and the officers and everything, and they do like a parade out into they become a staple of conventions. And I think one of the like branches or one of the fake like squads or whatever in that is this symbol. I got this at Fan Expo in Toronto years ago, but I just thought it looked cool. So, and it was clean, so I put it on. I didn't know. This thing is heavy anyway. So, got my official CanadAce box opening knife here on the ready. I use this whenever I open like an Amazon package or something, but also on air. I got most of the rust. It was pretty rusty. I got most of the rust off when I sharpened it, but it, yeah. All right. So out damn spot. All right. Just gonna text Shani real quick here. Ask her if she wants me to wait to do the unboxing or. One of the many types of knives you wouldn't be allowed to carry on German streets. Yeah, well, here we're more focused on guns. The Liberal government of Canada, Trudeau's government, basically wants to ban pretty much all guns, which even airsoft and replica guns, which it's like I like tight gun control, don't get me wrong, but that's too far, I think. So yeah, we're hardcore against guns more. Although Germany, I don't think is a very gun positive place for obvious reasons, but all right. Types of knives. Yeah, so yeah, knives and swords are. I think I had this. I was in a medieval reenactment group, and I used to have this on my belt, and then I would use it for eating because you don't use like forks and knives and stuff because it's like authentic to medieval era, so I think that's what I used this primarily for back then. At least the gun laws make sense. The knife laws are random bullshit. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you heard the incoming text message, but Shani said, "Yes, I'm almost done. Please wait for me." So we're gonna wait for her. But yeah, so it's good to have Nico here. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't even stream if he wasn't. But I don't know. When I was new at this, Nico was one of my regular viewers, but haven't seen him in a long time. But that's because Germany's time zone is, what is it, 8 hours or 7 hours ahead of us? Right now it's 7:30 p.m. Whereas obviously, I know obviously because Shani's an hour behind us. I can't remember if it was 8 hours behind her or 8 hours behind us. You're allowed to have 20-inch single-edged fixed blade without a problem. But if it's double-edged or folding, they are like no good, no goes. It's 131. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 7. Okay. Yes, I used my fingers. Don't judge me. Alright, so... Alright, so... Making small talk with Meek, Zeke, and Nico while we wait. There, okay. Anywho, I'll judge you if you're almost as bad at calculating time zones as I am. Yeah, I know. I was like, I used to have to do base 60 math in my head all the time when I was doing like television and radio stuff, but that's over a decade ago since the last time I've had to, so. And I was never great with math anyway, so my brain was like, cool, we don't need this anymore? Okay, so I can't do it like as quick. I have to like have a visual aid. Froggy's lily pad must be floating down a stream. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. So Shani's back. So, Shani, this is me. Yeah, 1 second. This is me almost pulling a Shani. I guess it's... This is Nico's package. Alright, so let's use the official... Let's see if I can get a good unsheathing sound. No. Anyway, sometimes I do it by accident. It has a nice ring to it, but when I want to do it on purpose, I can't. Oop, let's move Mr. Microphone away so that it doesn't get bumped. Alright, here we go. Cutting the tape. Some of the tape. There's a lot of tape. So, yeah, I sent Nico a text with, or something with a picture of this, and I was like, does this look familiar? And he goes, no, it doesn't, but that tape doesn't look that tape looks very dangerous. I'd throw it out if I were you. It might be a bomb. So, maybe I should have followed his advice, but we'll see. It'll be my most rated and shortest stream of all time. But I won't be able to enjoy it, probably, if that's the case. Alright, what do we got going on here? There's a big gap here under the tape. And I know what you're thinking. Man, his knife, his cutting skills, he is like the king of safety, but... Jeez. Maybe I should have just started cutting this while we were waiting for Shan. You would go out with a bang. Yeah. See, I'm the type of guy at Christmas that, like, very carefully opens everything and, like, saves all the wrapping paper and everything, but for this, I think I might have to brute strength it just for time. How the hell? Oh, here we go. I found a way in. Alright. Okay. Okay. I was looking for this. Some of it you might have seen already. But, that's not... cutting this side if the labels should be enough. If I remember correctly, that is... wait, hang on. I gotta get caught up with the comments here. Back y'all. Doxing would be okay. Most of my info is available online anyway. Yeah, I had built a box, so I might wrapped it a little. Go out with a bang. Talking about the thing. Cutting the side of the label should be enough. That's not a proper entrance. Yeah, he's from Germany. I don't know if you could tell. It's safe. At least CanadAce package obviously wasn't opened by customs or anything. Yeah. No rush. Just getting old. Ha ha. Very funny, Shani. Yeah, totally kidding with you. Yeah. Your sprinkling. Okay. Alright. So here's from Nico. And I know you're going to be like, oh, did this package come with a recording? Because it sounds exactly like how Nico sounds in real life. But I assure you, it's me doing an impression of him. But just trust me. Dear CanadAce, yes, calling you Adam still feels odd to me, XD. So, I finally actually managed to sit down and write this damn letter to accompany your care package that's been sitting here for ages. Parts have been here since your last birthday. Others, quote, only since Christmas, but oh well. At least they aren't going to perish anytime soon. And then, like, the smiling, scrunched eyes face. As you might know, I'm not nearly as good at writing as you, so I won't even try to compete. And therefore, most of this letter will be a sort of table of contents with a few explanations for the items. And yes, since I'm kind of lazy and just finished writing this letter for Shani's care package, a lot of this might sound very familiar. Of course, he sent them both at the same time, but mine arrived a few days ago. This is April 22nd, and he sent them in like March 16th or something like that. So, but hers he sent priority, so it went in a plane. Mine went on a ship, and probably a steamship because it took so long. So yeah, gotta get printed. Okay, so anyway, where was I? I'm sure Nico is like, oh no, please, please get back to your awesome quote unquote impersonation of me. I'm dying here with laughter. But anyway, he's got a fun voice to do. Shani's care I thought it might sound familiar. Of course, depending on whether your package or hers arrives first, that is. Yeah, hers did by a month, which, again, I know that you sent them both at the same time because we both got our tracking numbers at the same time. That being said, and hoping that you will open this package on the correct side, indicated by you finding this letter on top of the rest of the items, I'll try to go through the items top right to bottom left, layer by layer. Alright. Stand by. Stand by. Alright. Alright. Hang on a second here. Oh, it's this thing. First we have a huge bag of Unfo Nashis, which, I don't know if you can see that. I hate the ring light sometimes is more hindrance than help here. Off. Turn off! There. But, yeah, Unfall Nashi. So, I don't know. I could do the German, the Nico impression the whole time, but over here making burgers, laughing at myself. Okay, so, first we have a huge ball of Unfall Nashis, which I'm sure I pronounced correctly, which roughly translates to accident candy. I've recently, for the first time, began to candy shop that is pretty... been to a candy shop that is pretty close to my place, where you can pick your own candy in whatever quantity you like, as opposed to the store-bought candy bags that are sold in fixed quantities, weights, and only in certain variations. And there I noticed these 1 kilogram bags of candy that has minor imperfections, little cracks or minor color variations, etc. And therefore did not meet strict German quality control standards. Yeah, right. Since when do the Germans care about quality control? No one said that ever. Of the factory and could not be sold in standard candy bags. And so they are sold in these big bags that are quite the discount. It's like double the amount of candy I'd usually pay twice as much for if I would be normally. And since my visit to this candy shop was just after Shani's accident, I'd figured we just have to buy one for her and figured I could just as well get another one for you. And then the laughing emoji thing. Then we have the infamous Kinder Umbrachen, which we have in Canada. In fact, not only do we have them in Canada... Okay, yeah, I don't know what I did with it. I had a Kinder Surprise, as we call it here, not too long ago. And the toy was around there somewhere, but I think I moved it. Anyway, here... so in Canada we have Kinder Surprise because they know that our kids aren't stupid enough to eat the thing inside the egg. Come on, focus. I'm trying to get the surprise. Anyway, it's Überraschung. I'm sure. Nico's like, thank goodness you weren't doing my voice when you said that. I could never speak my native tongue again if you did that. I'm slowly morphing into Werner Herzog for some reason. No. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, it's U with an umlaut, Berraschung. Überraschung. Überraschung. Anyway, the infamous... Oh, wait. Yeah, Kinder Überraschung. While I'm not sure about Canada... Yeah, we have them. It's called Kinder Surprise here. I was gonna send Shani some, too, to be like, hey, these are what these are supposed to look like when they're not crushed, because hers got crushed for you, so I was gonna see if I could pack them better, but yeah. I don't know. The chocolate is good, the white and... You can get the Kinder just the white and dark chocolate, but not the ones... Not the ones with the egg inside, or the toy inside. I don't even... So I don't know if they sell the toys separately, or if they just don't have the toys, but... Yeah. But anyway, Kinder Überraschung or whatever. Well, I'm not sure about Canada. I heard that they're still illegal in the USA. They are. So I really hope this contraband doesn't get picked up by customs and you get a taste of the forbidden quote-unquote fruit. But yeah, they used to only be available at Easter, and then they were made available all year round. Shani, you probably saw in the thing, but Shani just wrote, "Laughing my ass off, mine were destroyed." But yeah. Kinder... Yeah. So, Shani plays, that's how they're supposed to look like. Close enough, you could use part of an egg carton. Oh, I guess so, yeah. Then we have mini gingerbread collection. Keep going in and out. It's just fun to do. I'm sorry, Nico. Your voice is very fun to do. I think this is it. Gingerbread collection, part of the package intended to send you for Christmas. It's pretty much one of the staple Christmas treats for Germany. Is that Stirn Brezeln? Because it's got the word mini in it. That's the only part. Mini Herzen Stirn Brezen. I'm guessing this is it. But yeah, that's the Christmassy gingerbread treat. Following are some marzipan, which I saw a second ago. Yep. Following are some marzipan potatoes, little balls of marzipan, dusted in a bit of cocoa powder. Again, part of the late Christmas portion of this package. So... I don't know if you remember, but Marzipan was Homestar Runner's girlfriend in the Strong, Bad, and Homestar Runner cartoons. So. Marzipan! Meekseek, I don't know if you remember that or not, but... Stirnbrasen and Herzen Hearts, whatever. It's like in English and Hearts. Stars. Okay, yeah. So that's the Marzipan thing. Then we have... Domino's, one of my personal favorite Christmas treats. One of all-time favorite Christmas favorites. I could eat them all year round. Oh, it's this. Aachener Doministelein, or these things. Yeah, so Aachener Dominichosten. It's even harder in that handwriting. Nico's like, oh, it's German. Aachen. Oh yeah, Aachen is the city. Yeah, that's right. Where are we here? Well, Uh, One of my personal all-time Christmas favorites. I could eat them all year round if they'd be in stores, that is. Up next is a can, which I... There it is. Let's get rid of this can for surprise as well. It's starting to melt, actually, because I was kind of sitting on it. Up next is a can of smoked sprats. Lin. I think that's... Yeah, in Germany, these are also known as Keilersprauten. Because of where they are caught, namely Kiel, my hometown, or at least that's where they used to be caught, while in actual fact nowadays most of them are caught near Eckernforde, or Eckernforde, which is another coastal town 30 kilometers, not that close, 30 kilometers away, but I still wanted to include them because it's still kind of a local specialty. And 30 kilometers is like a walk in the park for Canadians, I guess. Yeah, I think I work 30 kilometers or more away. Like, 30 kilometers is nothing. It's like a 25-minute drive. Really wish this would focus better, but there you can see their little fishes. And it says something that he started this at Christmas time or whatever, and they're still not... No, what is it, in Denmark or whatever, where they have the fish that, like, they weren't allowed to open them in the TV studios and the British shows and stuff when they were talking about them because it's like, it smells so bad that it stinks the whole studio off and stuff. And they're like 3 months or whatever fermenting before they sell them or some crazy thing. And they're like really disgusting. Last comments. Did I miss? Definitely remember Homestar being cooking, so I can't read, watch, and listening. Don't think so, Shani. All good. Aachen is the city. I already read that. Oh my god. Munch one. It's not that fish. Trust me. See, these are like a sardines on toast type thing. Also, when I crack this open, it's open. But you can see them kind of moving around. Well, I don't know if you can, because I can't get a good beat on it, but I could see them kind of moving around and stuff in there. But, yeah. I'll do, maybe I'll do a YouTube video or something of me eating them, because it's definitely the type of thing I'd probably want to have on toast. We had some of those last Swedish tournament. It was 15 meters upwind from it, and I almost vomited from sitting alone. Yeah, I know. People, like, get really sick from it. Next is another gingerbread variation. Ellison gingerbread mini version. Unlike the others, these are not coated in chocolate, but instead have frosting on them. Another Christmas staple treat. That's these fellas right here, the little cookie thingies. See? And Shani, I know this is a radio play for you probably, but yeah, you got these too, I'm pretty sure, so. Another bit of Christmas part of my package, all-time favorite. The Nougat Marzipan Trunk. I'm guessing that's Mitch Nougat, yeah. This fella right here. Yeah, watching. True, haha, love them. Yeah, this all looks very good, actually. And that is the last of the Christmas bits. We have, oh, and as the last of the Christmas bits, we have Marzipan Selection, which was produced in Lübeck, another town 100 kilometers from here, which last June, when I was doing my 7-day, or no, after my 7-day Twitch thing, because I finished a week early, I was driving 112 kilometers each way to my work site, which normally we don't work that far away, to be fair, but about 120 kilometers or so is where Algonquin Park is. which is where I wanted to take Shani to give her the full Canadian experience when she comes down here. Yeah, it's beautiful down there. But yeah, that's about an hour and a half, I think, drive. But anyway, these are what he was talking about. Yeah. 100 kilometers. And last but not least, your sort of own Fisher Cup. I've got the pronunciation correct for when I sent Nico the care package. Your own Fish Cop Krieger jersey. Fish Cop Krieger being the name of my jugger team. And if this was a pre-edited thing, I'd immediately cut to the footage. I have a real Nico going, "It's pronounced Jugga," because I kept saying Yuger, and he would be like, "No, it's pronounced Jugga." And then later he was like, every time I'd say Yuger by accident, he'd be like, "Jugga!" So then I think I did another video later and I put clips of that in, but here we go. So this is apparently for Luke. I'm not sure who Luke is, but he'll be ticked off that I got his jersey, I'm sure. He'll be like, "Adam or CanadAce or whatever, what?" And there's, let's move the camera, like, over so that you can actually see. I think it got bumped. Fish Cop Krieger. And the logo for his thing. So I'll do like Shani and actually put it on during the stream. I got Meekseek when I did his care package. The Toronto Maple Meese jersey with some Toronto Maple Meese jugger stuff, and that team was discontinued, and the woman that was like one of the head people for it ended up moving to Europe somewhere, I forget, but yeah, she ended up giving Nico by hand some of his care package from me because I asked her to if she had any like keychains and stuff, and she was like, "I don't have any I could send you, but actually I know who Nico is, and I can just give them to him next time we have a game together." And I was like, "Please do, and tell him they were from me, and I want to see if he's weirded out that that you knew me or whatever." But then he kind of found out about it before that ended up happening in real life, so it wasn't as creepy as I thought it, because I thought it would be like, "How the hell did you like set that up?" And I'd be like, "Oh well, you know, I have eyes and ears everywhere, Nico." But the cat kind of got out of the bag that I had emailed her and been talking quite a while back and forth, and then I talked to some of the other people, and they got me onto her, like, they were the ones that eventually got me over to her and stuff. But yeah, basically I talked to the whole Canadian jugger community, I think, by the time I got him this stuff. And I'm pretty sure the Canadian one seems to be winding down because all the organizers moved to Europe. So we don't have anyone to run them anymore, it seems like. Yeah, so Shani and I are on the same team, except I gotta be Luke for some reason. I don't know why. Let's get a look at that here. Oh, see? I'm Luke. Didn't know Maple Meese. Totally disbanded, though. I thought they kept going after Savages left. No. Oh, yeah, that was her name. No, I don't think so. That's why she had to give you some of this stuff, because she took it with her when she moved away. And they don't have any there, because they don't... I'm pretty sure they folded. Oh, Luke Skywalker. Okay. Alright. So... yeah, that's exciting stuff. So, where were we? Okay. The name of my jugger team. This present actually has a bit of a backstory to it. This being that I was planning something entirely different to be your birthday present. I intended to carve a wooden smoking pipe for you after having watched a nice and easy-looking YouTube video on it, and failed miserably. Actually, it's funny you should mention that, because if we got done at a decent time... I was going to relax afterwards with a nice bit of the old tobacco. So it's a coincidence that you mentioned that, but now I'm definitely gonna do that before I read the rest of the thing. This is my little humidor that I have. It is currently at around 85. I don't know, what is it, kilopascal? Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. This, I don't even know how, it's like a sweet smell. This smells like, it doesn't smell like tobacco. It smells so good. This box. Like, I wish I could smell it. Oh my gosh. I think it's just all the different flavors of tobacco mixing together, but this is such a nice smell. Like, such a pleasant, like, I don't even know how to describe what it, yeah, it's just all the, I got like bourbon whiskey flavor. I've got Captain's Choice regular, which I think is like a cherry Cavendish type deal. I've got Wild Antarctica. I've got, oh no, this is the Black Cavendish. What's the Captain's Choice one? I haven't tried that. But this one's open, so we're gonna go with this one. No, it isn't. This one open? Yeah, this one's open. Some of these I bought years ago, but I smoke so seldomly that... Now, yeah, some of these are dried out too, I think, a bit, but... When this is new, it's like kind of gooey and stuff. It's like putting a sponge into a pipe. And it's very lovely. When it's dried out, it burns in like half a second, and it's not quite as flavorful or as pleasant to look at or smell, but it's not bad. So... I think I have more pipe tobacco in the back of my fridge somewhere too, but we'll set that down there for now. And I got the wrong one. 1 second. I'll be right back. This is what I wanted. So it's a Zippo with a pipe on it, and I will show you why. So yeah, it was already like 1 a.m., but okay, see? So you put it sideways, and it's hard to see because all right, hang on. So I got a pipe tool. It's got a tamper, a spoon, and a spike. And the spike is to air it out because I packed it too tightly. So, you know, the flame can't breathe, so it's not lighting. I don't know, you can't really see. It's hot. I'm trying to get, I can blow little smoke rings out of the bowl here. of the angle, it's kind of hard to show you, but... Anyway, yeah. I do like me some good pipe tobacco. I very rarely smoke it these days, but I probably haven't smoked it in over a year now. But, are you kidding, Nico? This is tobacco. Marijuana is legal here. Plus, my downstairs neighbors moved out and stuff, and a lot of people like the smell of pipe tobacco, so... In fact, I've smoked my pipe before and overheard people coming in being like, in the lobby being like, oh, what is that smell? That's familiar. Oh, I like that smell. What is that? And it's like, hey, that was me. My neighbor crosses the hall. He's like in his 70s. He smokes weed, marijuana, and he gets like the skunkiest smelling marijuana you've ever smelled. So this is not that bad. I have nothing against that. I'm just saying it smells really bad. Okay, so we wanted to, yeah, YouTube video on it and failed. Miserably. Multiple times. Until I gave up and thought what else I could get you as a personal, meaningful birthday present. And then I remembered Shani's birthday present, which is at the time of writing this, still in the package right next to yours. And then a face. But since we don't order jerseys all that often, I couldn't exactly order a personal one for you without paying an exorbitant amount of money, and then a face. This angle is a little off. There we go. So I figured I could just send you one of my own jerseys, but when going through my pile of jerseys, I trade a lot, looking for one of my own team, I noticed one that was still packed up. Upon further inspection, though, it wasn't one with my name on it, but instead one that had been lying in my wardrobe for about 5 years now because someone ordered it but never came back to our training or left information to contact him or send it to him. So I figured I'd ask you the very hypothetical question, what jersey size would fit you? You might remember that conversation. I do. I kind of forgot until now, but yes. As luck would have it, your answer seemed to fit the size that was laying around in my wardrobe. This is actually very comfortable. Collecting the metaphorical dust, so it's yours now! Just don't worry about the name not matching yours, please. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, this concludes the contents of this package. I hope you like them and don't mind the tardiness and laziness of this poor German too much. Best regards, your German co-Chanelian. Chanelian. Oh, that's the, Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Nico. That was very sweet and kind of you. I very much appreciate that. And will appreciate these treats, probably. Oh, this thing is already, The thing about pipes is they're very temperamental. Especially, well, once you get them going, they can sit around all day, but they're like fireplaces. You gotta really, sometimes you can save it, because it's like, you'll have like a piece of tobacco burning here, and then when you tamper it down, it like catches the rest of the tobacco. But yeah, this is hard to show you on this camera. But normally a Zippo would come out the top. But with this one, it comes out the side. Yeah, wasn't paying attention, kind of breathed in too much. So So if you look at this, see, this is what a normal one looks like. I don't think there's any fluid in this. No, it's pretty dry. I haven't used this one in a long time. Actually, this is the one I bought. I bought this brass Zippo for 5 hours till dawn. This was my bird dog Zippo. I don't know if Shani can hear this, but this is Bird Dog LeBay's Zippo from the movie 5 Hours Till Dawn, which I bought for the movie. And there was a gag that was cut from the movie, and it was my favorite joke. The whole movie, he has a strike anywhere match in his mouth. He has a strike anywhere match in his mouth the whole movie. And at one point, he douses, who the person was actually the film director, douses him in gasoline. And then this match, I went like this, so it stuck out. And then I looked down at the match, sticking out of my mouth. And then, so you think he's going to pull the match out and light it. But instead I reach into a breast pocket, pull out the Zippo, and throw it at the guy. And it's a nice, especially then it was brand new. So it was like a mirror finish, like gold brass Zippo. A nice brand new Zippo. I light it and then throw the lit Zippo at him. But keep the cheap, like, chewed up, gnarly, worthless strike anywhere match in my mouth. And it was my favorite joke of the movie, to be honest with you. And they cut it. And I was like, they just had I throw the thing and then I light it and throw it. They don't really dwell on it, though. But there was a whole, like, part that they cut out in the middle where I did this whole big long thing of pour the gas, throw the gas can, like hold the thing up so you could tell that he's looking at it, contemplate the match for a bit, and then throw the Zippo anyway and keep the stupid match in my mouth for the rest of the movie. So then when I started smoking pipes, because I use that for cigars and stuff, people are like, oh, well, you know, if you use a wooden match because it preserves the flavor and all you'll taste is butane. No, that's not true. A lot of actual cigar smokers that have used both will tell you that it doesn't really matter. A lot of them use those like blowtorch. Even the cigar maker I met in Mexico, he made me a cigar and then gave it to me and I smoked it. Even he uses one of the like blowtorch style lighters just because they light so much easier and you can't taste the butane, or I forget, those use a different fuel than butane, but these use butane. Yeah, Meekseek at the beginning of his letter, Shani, said, I'm not used to calling you Adam, so I'm just going to call you CanadAce. Can't really keep a Zippo in your mouth, can you? No, you have the cigar. And this is a Cuban cigar that I'm supposed to wait until my brother is back. But you keep the cigar in your mouth, and then you just light the end of it. And the fire goes nowhere near you. I'm not taking this out of the tube, though, because one of them is my brother's. My mom got them for us when he went to Cuba, and I just haven't got around to... We haven't had time to go out and smoke them together, so I just have them in my humidor. They're probably not nearly as good as they would be. I don't always put water in the little hockey puck thing that you use to keep the humidor humid, but yeah. So... But yeah, this is just tobacco. It's fine. And marijuana is legal. I could have gotten some. I don't like it, though. That's why I didn't. But I could have gone down to the Indian reservation and picked up some marijuana at a legal marijuana store, and nobody would care. But yeah. You are confusing me and Nico. What? What did I say Meekseek, or did I say... Yeah, Nico in his letter said... I just realized, Meek, you're calling CanadAce... Oh, Candace. Yeah, he always calls me Candace. Yeah, I'm always very careful not to use Meekseek's real name, or even his nickname in high school because it's close to his real name. So I think I've used it before when it's just been Shani and I talking and there was no recording of it or whatever. She knows, or she probably doesn't know anymore, but at one time she knew Meekseek's real name. Uh, but um, yeah, I only use it in private because Meekseek specifically asked me not to broadcast it. Also, what town he's in, I always use code for that too. Character had no light. That dude was Zippo instead of a match. Yeah, well, he didn't want to get rid of the match was the joke because the whole movie he's chewing on this match, right? And he didn't want to get rid of his match. So instead of using the strike anywhere match like you think he would, that he's had the whole movie, he wastes a nice Zippo because he doesn't want to throw away his worthless strike anywhere match that he chews on all the time. So that was the joke that he didn't want to waste his match, so he threw out a perfectly good Zippo instead. But again, it was cut from the film; it's not in there anymore. And I was pissed when I talked to the director and the producer afterwards, and they're like, "Well, you know, blah blah blah. We had to cut it for time." I'm like, "It was like 5 seconds," and it was the funniest joke. It was one of my favorite bits in the whole movie that we did because it was so stupid. But yeah, anyway. So it's not really a spoiler because I already sent it to Shani in Shani's email inbox, both her Apple one and her Gmail one. I sent it to both at the same time. I sent a script that the brothers Crumb, like in the style of the brothers Crumb, who do like 90% of Shani's movies. Gerald and I think it's Mike Crumb or something like that. Um, But anyway, the point is that one writes, one directs, and they did the like Fear 1 and 3. They did Nowhere Land. They did Bad Folks. They did Mold. They did oh, what's the one? Malice. Basically 90% of the movies Shani's been in. Not all of them. There's if you go onto her IMDb page, there's a couple movies that she was in that they didn't seem to be a part of, but they did. A lot of her movies feel almost like they're in a shared universe, so I just like acknowledge that with a script that basically has like homages to all of her films so far and stuff, and their films too, and some of the same characters and stuff appear in it. There's a guy. What's the actor's name? I have it written down. Actually, I have it written down right here. It's Josh something, I think. Because I was actually doing some stuff for. Actually, it's right here. There's a guy in all of her movies because I was actually working on this before the stream. Remington. There's a character, specifically the same character. He's in the actor's in like every movie too, but there's a character called Remington, played by a guy named Joshua Winch. That's in 3 different of her movies, so he's one of the main characters in this movie as well because he's in 3. I knew he was in the 2 when I started writing the script, and then I watched Malice and was like, hey, that's like they call him Remington, and Remington's the name of his character in the 2 Lake Fear movies. So then I definitely doubled down on it and had him in it. Yeah, so there's certain actors and stuff that reappear in a lot of the movies. So when I was writing the movie in my head, I was picturing him and a guy named John Zetti has been in a bunch of their movies. So I had a character. He plays a different character in each movie. So I had a character named Mike that would be played by John Zetti. And one of the things about him is he kind of looks like a Native American or Mexican looking dude, but his voice sounds like Sam Elliott. You know, like if you've ever watched like The Big Lebowski, for example, the guy with the mustache. It's like the dude abides. He's like the narrator, and he's also in Tombstone. He's like Wyatt Earp's brother, you know, like Sam Elliott. Anyway, yeah, laws in Ontario are very different from Texas. Why? What does she say? Anyway, yeah. So Meek's calling you Candace again. That's something old. Why the character? We don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what I missed there, but they're talking to Shani about how the. Oh, I wish I could smell. Yeah, that's the box of tobacco. That's amazing. Different story. Not yet. I haven't seen it. Yeah. Anyway, so what was I going on about this movie for? Anyway, I was working on that. That's something that's. I'm gonna type it out and also the character descriptions and all this stuff for Shani's care package. But I sent her a script in her email thing so that she could read just the script if she wants, which she probably won't, but that's okay. Because she's bad about opening her emails, and then when she does, she's like, "Hey, I opened it. I didn't see the thing." I'm like, "You opened one from like 3 months before that one because I I send her emails from time to time and they don't get opened, and then she gets mixed up with older emails or whatever. But I don't send her a lot of emails anymore because of that, but that's okay. But yeah. Um, oh, yeah. I remember now. So, Bird Dog, I, of course, put my character into the script. I try not to make him the main character because I really didn't want it to be like. I know I'm like a guest and star in it or whatever, but really, I kind of wanted to get equal lines to especially the other actors. Shani plays. Actually, you know what? Well, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but anyway, she probably has a lot more lines than me, um, and yeah, there's different characters. I tried to even out, distribute the lines. In fact, I even went back at one point. One of the first big quote unquote boss kills in the movie, Bird Dog did it, and then I went back and rewrote. Like I kept the original thing in case anyone was curious how the scene originally played. But in the version of the script that Shani has and that I'm sending her, it's the rewritten version where instead of Bird Dog getting the kill on the big bad, it's one of the other characters that I invent, one of the other female characters that's not Shani, gets the. And it actually made more sense for the story anyway to have her take out the baddie or whatever. But yeah. Can I be in your movie? Well, if it gets made, it'll be made in Texas, so you have to get down there. But I can send you a script. I'm sure I'm not breaking any copyright rules since I wrote it and nobody. The Brothers Crumb, even if they end up making it for their film company, haven't seen it yet themselves and therefore haven't approved it. So it's not like, even though they're the only ones really that could make it, because if I was to somehow convince the band to get back together and get all the crew and cast from 5 hours till dawn to make it, it wouldn't make any sense because all the characters are like specifically callbacks to Shani and her friends' movies. So it wouldn't really make any sense for anyone but them to make it. But that being said, I wanted to be one of her movies for a long time. And the director and producer have said they want the character Bird Dog to come back. And the producer of the movie, the guy whose wedding I went to, even said he thought it would be cool if, because I think he saw some of Shani's movies, because I told him about them, and he thought that because they were a lot like the movies we used to make. The only one that survived, I'm pretty sure, is 5 Hours Till Dawn. That's also that character. That's the only time that character's ever appeared. But yeah. Well, Nug, there maybe there's a character called Halcon or Hal or whatever that. Oh, around 2:30 here. I might be heading to bed. Well, thank you very much, Nico, for the lovely German care package. I really appreciate that. Um, so yeah, have a good rest, and I will film when I open up the fish and try them out. Probably tomorrow or something. But yeah, thank you very much, and I look forward to hanging out with you again soon, Nico. It was good to even have you in here for the chat was nice, let alone opening all these gifts and reading the letter from you. It was nice. So I always enjoy talking to you, you know that. But yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, you'll dream about my amazing accent tonight. It was like I was listening to another version of myself. It was very uncanny. You know, like that kind of thing. You're most welcome. Yeah, I appreciate that. Have a good rest, Nico. We'll catch up probably on Shanny's next stream. Meh, I've heard first impressions. Yeah. But yeah, so Nug of Snug, I don't know if she's ever done any acting or anything. Plus, the character is supposed to be the other female character. There's technically one of the female characters. There's a couple characters where Shani's kind of doing Eddie Murphy type deal, where she's playing multiple characters. Especially, there's a character in. Oh, what was that movie called? Oh. Fall of Grace. There was a cage head monster where she had so many prosthetics you couldn't tell it was Shani. And so that monster is like in the background of her scene and stuff, even though she plays one of the main characters. My justification was that you can't really see her face anyway, so nobody's gonna know. Except for people that already knew, and then it's a nice Easter egg. I don't think she's in that scene anyway as her main character, so she could. But I also was like, here's how in the character descriptions I basically said, yes, I know both these characters were played by Shani. Here's some ways we can do that. We can have her in it. And I specifically wrote it in such a way that we wouldn't necessarily have to worry about them both being in the same frame a lot. We can cut to them and just assume that they're there. But also, yeah, with body doubles um, and split screen, we could get Shani to play two different characters. Her character from Lake Fear 1 and from Lake Fear 3. Good night, everyone. I'll send you my resume. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever done any acting before or any acting on film, but yeah. Also, there's a part where I was like, if we can't get, he's supposed to be Native American, but if we can't get a Native American, we should see if Frog has said before he kind of wants to be in one too. So I wish he was here, but oh well. With Frog, um, get him to. Because he was supposed to be here. I don't know where he went, but anyway, get him to play one of the characters that I wrote. If we couldn't get somebody else or whatever, if they were trying to figure out who to cast, if he was interested, he could play that character too. But I didn't think of that until after I wrote it, and then I read it back and was like, yeah, that actually is a lot like him. In fact, I think there's certain parts I very loosely based it on things that he said in that, so I was like, well, he could be that character, I guess, if he wanted to be. I don't say how old the guy is or anything. Shani's body double? She has multiple female siblings. For one, I don't know how close they are. Like, for example, my brother is obese, so he kind of has similar, but he wouldn't be a very good body double for me, although it would be funny. Not obese. He's not like, although he did just recently get diagnosed with diabetes, but he's fatter than I am. We'll put it that way. So you would tell that it was him. Plus, he's got like reddish colored hair for some reason. But I mean, he looks similar to me, my brother. Um, actually, probably have pictures of him. But yeah, so like in that case it wouldn't work. But that's what they did with Paul Walker, is they got his, and they did that with Chris Farley and different things where they get a sibling to, and then careful camera work to kind of conceal it. But is there a picture of? Anyway, yeah, my brother, he could kind of pass as me, but not really. Is my point. I thought I had, huh? I thought I had pictures of him on here, but I guess not. That's weird. I have pictures of him on my phone, but not on the computer, I guess. Oh well. Whatever. It's not worth. I could go onto the messaging app on the computer and then show the desktop, but for the amount of time to wait for that, meh. I don't think you guys really care enough to know what my brother looks like anyway. Needless to say, he wouldn't be a very good body double for me, I don't think. So, yeah. But I don't know. Shani's siblings might look more like her. If they're around the same body stature or whatever, um, then they might, from far away or whatever, we could probably make them look like her with the right wigs and stuff. Mexique. I could play the Native American. Yeah. Greening out. It's not greening out when it's tobacco, though. I mean, this is definitely tobacco. I don't even really like marijuana that much, if at all. So. What do I do with my little tool? But anyway. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to, I don't know, I'm hoping that the movie's good. Part of me wants Shani to read it, obviously, before she just shows the brothers Crumb the script or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that if they read it, they're flattered and aren't mad. I don't think they would be mad. I don't know if Shani's still watching this or whatever, but yeah, I don't think that. I'm sure that even the idea of it, even if they didn't really like it, I'm sure they'd be like, well, it was cool that. I mean, clearly this person's watched like all of our movies, so you know, um, it's like kind of a love letter, I guess. So hopefully they find that flattering at least, even if they decide they have to rework the whole script. I don't think they'd be mad at all. Yeah, I have a feeling they'd probably be tickled a little bit, like get a kick out of it. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Yeah, yeah. I was actually working on. So I was doing like what do you call it? Oh, a submission package type of deal, where you give them the script and a brief and different things. It's got a cover letter. It's got the character descriptions and stuff. So I was doing all of that up. I'll probably be able to get it done now that this was the main thing I wanted to do on my break. So now I've got spare time to finish that off and then print it off. And Shani's stuff for her care package is starting to arrive. Speaking of Shani's care package, since I know you're listening, Shani, it's something that I kind of asked. Is there anything specific? Well, you kind of like, I did not order any of those maple candies because I don't know if you like them enough to, or you might even still have a bunch still. So I thought I would hold off on a while and then actually make it so you haven't had them in a while before I send you more. But if you want, I can order them. They have to come from Quebec, though. Yeah, I thought you probably did, so I didn't bother to order any. But I ordered a few things on Amazon for it. Your thing. Anything native to Canada I love. Oh, well, that's nice. Yeah. So I was gonna send you some Kinder Surprise to see like what it is like. But yeah. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much the same as Nico's, I'm pretty sure, except that the writing is all in English. I got some local souvenirs. Yeah, Meeksy, do you want to send me stuff for Shani's care package to Texas? Or do you even want to send her one if you want? Um, I don't know what locally you would have that. Like the big thing locally here that technically they sell them where you they sell them all throughout Canada and it's like a big like anytime you see a Canadian whatever. In fact, Jim Gaffigan, the famous American stand-up comic, did a TV series or did a series where it was called Traveling Man, where he does a stand-up special in a different country in the world, and he only did like 2 episodes, and then COVID shut him down. But yeah, I was gonna say Hawkins Cheesies is from Belleville, and in the Jim Gaffigan special, he mentioned and showed Hawkins Cheesies, and I was like, dude, that's from the town that I live in, because they're from Belleville. So it's like the only like famous and known throughout the rest of the country thing that we have basically is Hawkins cheeses. And I sent Shani some the first care package I sent to her. I don't know if you liked them or not, Shani, but those are literally from my town and they're Canada famous. In fact, any cheese snack like that they just call cheesies, even if they're Cheetos or whatever. The it's like the Kleenex or whatever, but those are from Canada. Yeah, they're more buttery than Cheetos are, kind of, if that makes sense. If you've had them, that makes perfect sense. I think I sent some to Nico too. I'm pretty sure they were one of the things that I sent him. And Frog. Frog got some too. Which Frog apparently started making a care package for me like 2 years ago. And he still hasn't, it's still in his house. Because he started making one right away. Apparently, I think there was even like a Letterman jacket or something he wanted to get for me, Shani, and him, so we'd all have the same, like, Shani plays purple color, I call it, jacket. We were all going to have one. But I don't know if he had ordered it or what the story was in the end. But that was something he told me he wanted to do, so that we'd all have these Shani plays, like, jackets. But I think he probably saw how much they cost and was like, never mind, we're not doing that now. Or he ordered them and they've been sitting in those boxes for 2 years. But I don't know. Because he's mentioned, like, when he's been streaming, like, looking across the room and seeing Shani, Nico, and my boxes sitting there. I think Nico was supposed to get one. If not, sorry for calling you out like that, Frog. But I know that because I sent him one, he was going to send me one back. And he started making it, and he made one for Shani. Well, he sent Shani a bunch, actually. But the one he made for me has been sitting in his house, and he keeps saying, I'm going to finish it, I'm going to finish it and send it to you. But hopefully he didn't have any perishable goods in there, because that was Christmas time 2021 was when he got it started. And it is now April of 2022, 23. So, yeesh. But yeah, they are certainly unique. Like eating rocks. Yeah, well, I mean, they go stale very quickly. So you probably ate stale ones, even though you're from here too. But haha, that would be an awesome idea. The jackets. I don't think Frog is here. Yeah, I know, but he might watch a video on demand. Yeah, I don't know if he fell asleep or what. His thing was on standby. He'll probably be like, "Oh, I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't end up coming by." But he was going to because I made a point of contacting him, Nico, and Shani and organizing it as such that it would be a time when all three of them would be free. And then he didn't show up, but that's okay because Shani and Nico were the ones that were the most excited, I think. So, yeah, this thing you gotta. I don't know why, but I don't know if the tobacco keeps going out. But also, I'm not airing it out enough and stuff because I keep talking. But anyway, yeah, carried off by a swooping bird. Yeah, what's funny because it's FR0 Fro like Afro Legacy. And Shani just misread it as Frog, which she misread me as CanadAce, which is why Meeksy calls me CanadAce too. It's a joke on that, because I told him about it. But, wow, it's smoking now. Jeez, you can't even see me anymore. But, um, so, Frog's thing originally was goats. He had all these cartoon goats was his mascot, because he was like the greatest of all time at whatever game it was that he played a lot. But yeah, he's like he plays this game Escape from Tarkov all the time, which apparently is a very difficult game, and he's decent enough at it. So we're supposed to do. I mean, since October of 21, we said we were going to do another squad video. Shani, Frog, and I, and Rage. ITZ Rage is the other one. But also we were Nico is supposed to be in the other ones. And I think he even downloaded the game and then stuff would always come up so he couldn't be in it. But he was supposed to be in the next one and then we never did a next one, but we still, to this day, talk about it. And honestly, it was one of my favorite It was the thing that got me back into video editing was that. Alright, we're taking these out because they're just... The transmitter thing is like putting static in my ear, and I noticed that my voice was getting louder and louder because all I could hear is no, we weren't playing Unreal, we were playing Call of Duty Warzone. So, yeah. Whatever the free version of Call of Duty is now, that's what we would play. But I also wanted to do spin-offs, so I wanted to do like Red Dead Redemption Online. Because my brother and I started a posse called the Shaughnessy Brothers, so I was going to invite Shani and Frog and them into that, and then it would be like a time warp where like our squad characters somehow went back in time or was their grandparents or something. And just different genres I thought would be funny. But I wanted to complete the trilogy first. Because I thought because we did the first Warzone game like a month or two, I think it was 2 months, before we did the second one. So then it naturally, we were pretty sure that in January of 22, or 21, no, yeah, 20, 2022, in January, we were thinking we were going to do the next one because it was getting close to the holidays when we did the last one. It was October 21st. So we were like, we'll probably all get caught up in holiday stuff. But then in January, February, when things slow down after the holidays, then we'll have time to coordinate another one of these Call of Duty games. And we've literally been... It comes up in conversation all the time. Granted, a lot of times it's me. But Shani has said before without me prompting her. Frog has said... We've said, and especially IT said Rage, because that's like the most involved that he is those games. But we need to... I really want to make that, because it's what got me back into like video editing. I downloaded the video editing software that I have pretty much specifically to make that video, so... And I learned how to use it by making that video, and it was a lot of fun. And now I'm so much better. Mind you, there's all kinds of cool special effects and stuff that I wanted to add and different things, and I can't because my computer can't handle it. A lot of that is locked away in the paid version, which is like, I don't know, it's like $600 or whatever. So there's no way I'm getting it. And yeah, my computer can't render it without crashing anyway. But yeah, that being said, given even with the limitations that I have, it's still a lot of fun to edit together and everything. A flu bug. Killed the peeps on my own team. Yeah. So, Meekseek, back when we were going to the same high school, I won't say the name of it, but back when we were going to high school, on my lunch breaks, I used to go over to my friend Andrew Galloway's house. You probably remember him. I know you remember him. Because I remember you... Yeah. Anyway, and sometimes on weekends and stuff, I would go over to his house, and he would have a LAN party. One of his guys, Mike, would bring a whole bunch of computers, and we'd do LAN parties. And his buddy Mike was really into Unreal Tournament, and I was saying that he had his gamer tag was Methuselah, and he had a lot of kills and stuff. But I went in and played, and as soon as it would be like spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, right? Like immediately, like. And so I was telling that story and I remember one time I went in, and there was this southern girl that was like probably around 10 years old that kept killing me, and then I remember telling that story. And Shani's thing, and Shani was like, actually, a LAN party, LAN, local area network. It was in the before the internet days. You would hook up a bunch of computers together with an Ethernet cable and have a local area thing. Instead of just playing online, everybody in the house would be on. You'd have a bunch of computers in the same house, all plugged in together. And we used to do that, and then also all those connected computers would then go online and stuff, right? So I was doing a LAN party, and this little girl, this southern girl from Texas, was about 10 years old, kept killing me, and had a very distinctive giggle that I remember. I was telling Shani this story, and she was like, I used to play that game all the time, and I was really good at it. And she's like, in fact, there's a good chance that I might have been that little girl. And I was like, ha ha ha. And then now, whenever I think about it, I'm like, no, it couldn't be. But it could have been. But is that just my memory now, retroactively? But, because right when she was that, at the same time she was playing. And I was lousy at it, and she was really good. And to this day, I'm like, this is one of the first times I ever talked to her that came up, and I'm still like, was it Shani? No. But, was it? But no. But could have been? It could have been. But what are the chances? But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the giggle and stuff, the like manic sort of mischievous giggle that once in a while she gets, especially if you watch her really old streams and stuff. I'm like, because I remember this girl like taunting me and like trash talking me and stuff, and it was like I was 17 and she would have been about 10. I'm 7 years older than Shani is. It's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, Methuselah was what he usually used as his gamer tag. And he was really good, so I think I got in with like the higher skilled players. I immediately spawn and die, and then like she was on the chat and kept talking smack to me on the chat, and it was funny. And it was also like all my friends were like, "Ah, you got beat by a 10-year-old girl," and I was like, "Shut up." Uh, Methuselah. Oh, you're 28? Yeah, yeah. Maybe me. Yeah. But I remember I got my ass kicked that whole weekend, and then I was like, "Can we play something else?" And then my my friend Andrew Galloway and I played a bunch of games, and he kept accusing me of like screen looking, even though we set up the computer monitors in such a way that there was no way I could see his monitor. But what was happening was there was this one level of original Call of Duty, or was it Call of Duty, or was it Battlefield? I think it might have been either Call of Duty or Battlefield 1942. But there's this one open area. It was like a marketplace. There's a staircase, and I used to hide behind the staircase, and I'd watch him walk back and forth. I'd just stay there, and then when I knew he had his back to me, I'd go up behind him and shoot him in the back of the head and kill him, and go back and hide in my staircase. And he kept accusing me of looking at his screen and all this stuff, and all the other people kept coming over and watching, and they were like, "No, man, he's not looking at your screen," and he's like, "Oh, he's cheating somehow." And it was like, literally, there were different times where he should have seen, or he should have seen me going back to my hiding place. He never clued in. And then finally, when the game was over, I was like, I loaded up the level and I was like, "Come here." I was like, "This is literally what I've been doing the whole time," and I just reenacted it for him. I was like, "You're an idiot." And then another time, I got what was it? Oh, there's this game that was kind of like Risk, but 1942. It was a board game. And they had the computer game version of it came in a box of cereal. So I got that and I brought it over to his house. And Andrew and I ended up playing that literally all night one time. And we didn't usually, even there, we'd usually go to bed around 2 or 3 maybe at the latest. But that night we literally stayed up all night playing this campaign. We played 2 campaigns, one where we were against each other and one where we were teamed up. We literally played that game all night. And then at the end I let him keep it because I got it in a box of cereal or whatever. And he was like super into it. And I was like, wow, that's not bad for a game I got for free with cereal. But it was just like a board game that they like digitized or whatever. But yeah, he really was into it. It was like Parker Brothers or something. Gotta go. Talk to y'all later. So much fun. Great stream. Thank you, Shani. It was fun talking to you and everything. And you'll be getting your care package very soon. And yeah, I look forward to getting that to you. And if you want to read the script before it arrives, I sent you just the script in your email, so you can check that out. If you want reading material at work or whatever, you can download the PDF or whatever. But yeah. Have fun, and I will catch you next time you stream, probably, or whatever. And maybe I'll stream more, because I like doing it, I just don't do it enough. So, yeah. But I knew she really wanted to see my, opening my package from, Nico. Look at this. Beer and alcohol and tobacco consumption. This is definitely an adult's stream. I should have put a Should have put a disclaimer on the front or something. But yeah, anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, it's quite a lot of stuff that Nico sent. Looking forward to it. The fish, I'm like, well, I used to when I was a kid really like sardines on toast. And I have a feeling it's like that, but... yeah. See, it's got a plastic over top with a pull tab right there. So if I open this, it's never closing again. So I'm like, I don't really want to eat fish right now. Yeah. Well, if I was gonna eat him, I should have eaten them when he was here. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. But I will film. I will film it and put it up on YouTube and on the Discord channel. Um. But yeah. Maybe this episode I'll actually put up on my YouTube. Every time I do one, I'm like, oh, it'll go up there. But then I get busy with other projects and with work, and it takes a lot of time. And then I'm just like, well, it's been so long now that who cares? But yeah. I set up a Patreon page that I don't have any subscribers for. So I always thought, well, I got this back catalog of every stream I've ever done, I think. That I can put up there as like Patreon rewards if anyone was ever interested in. So you could be like the lost episodes or whatever, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Twitch is like, yeah, you can do the chat on the. Oh, Shani just posted something on Snapchat, but yeah. Oh, sure, you can go on Snapchat, but you can't watch your buddy's stream? No, just kidding. But yeah, she probably had to go and hang out with her family. She was cooking burgers and stuff for her nephew and that, so. What would be the monthly benefits? Yeah, so. She was here for 2 hours just like me. Yeah. Yeah, I think, judging from the little tiny thumbnails, she's got pictures of her birds. So Shani's bird, Pickles, had eggs and laid three different babies survived. So there's Phoenix, shoot, I forget what all the names are now, actually. There's one blue bird and two green birds, I think, that look like little mini versions of Pickles and Laffy Taffy. And they're adorable, but yeah. So now she's got 5 birds now, which I'm sure her roommates, because anytime you ever see a video of her or something, all you can hear is like all the like chirp, 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 chirp in the background. So I'm sure her roommates are thrilled about all that, but oh well. They're cute. They're really cute little birdies, but yeah, that's a lot. I don't know that, and especially if you don't have a lot of money. Mind you, those birds I don't think cost a lot to take care of. I don't think bird seed or anything is particularly expensive, but still. Now she's got to get new cages and everything for them, so. Plus, and this is kind of gross, but now you've got to worry about incest and stuff, because there's boys and girls, right? So, I don't know. But anyway, whatever. She's really happy with them and thinks they're awesome and everything, so good for her, I guess. But yeah, and I think they're cute. I like them. I just think, wow, that's a lot of responsibility and everything. I don't know that I don't know. Seems like a lot to be adding to her plate. Not sure incest will be a concern. Well, some animals you gotta keep them apart or whatever if you have siblings, brother and sister siblings. And I think also the daddy bird has tried to mount them and stuff already, and it's like, yeah. So, you know, because they don't necessarily, especially when they're in captivity, they don't know the difference between, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, get weird little mutant birds. No, but anyway, still, yeah, they are really adorable, and they're on camera and everything when she does her things with them. They're really, especially because they're juvenile birds. They're super playful and everything, and they're cute. And they got their eyes look bigger because they haven't grown into them yet. So they got like the big eyes and like the really fluffy faces and stuff. So they are very cute. But yeah, and she likes cuddling with them. So I mean that's nice. But yeah. Ooh. Well, geez, Shani. So anyway, but yeah. So how are you and Nug of Snug doing, by the way? I usually if I talk to you guys, it's like on here or whatever, and there's like a big room full of people. So how are things out in Steeltown? All good in the hood? Yeah. The strike affecting you at all? With me, we I try to leave like ASAP because they like to. I work on the military base, and they the first day or whatever they were blocking it and stuff, so it was like kind of a nightmare coming in and out. But I was already gone by the time it all started up, so I heard about it secondhand. But yeah, that is annoying. Do my taxes. Oops. Oh, well, you can just say that you did them and then, oh, you didn't. Well, I mean, you haven't even been in the office. So how do you know if I did them or not? Revenue Canada. I'm sure they'd be like, no, well, we can see when they arrived. But if they're not there to process them, I don't see why they have to be on time if they're not even going to do them. Granted, they'll have a backlog, but still. I really. Usually I get something prepared for an ashtray. I don't know necessarily want to put this in the garbage because I don't want to light my garbage on fire, but what can I use as an ashtray? Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa! Let's not. Jeez Louise. You see the sparks come out of that one? My favorite Pearl Jam shirt has a hole right here because I was playing Dungeons and Dragons and smoking on the pipe, and I was blowing smoke rings and I thought it was cool. And then a big, huge, like, volcano came out of the pipe because I blew too hard, and one of them went here. And I thought I got it all, and then I was sitting in like playing my character, rolling the dice and all that. And all of a sudden, my chest feels hot, and I looked down and my shirt's catching on fire. And I was like, and then there was this like little hole now permanently on my first band shirt that I ever owned, and my favorite Pearl Jam shirt. And I was like, damn it. It's not super big. It's just a little hole, but it's big enough that every time I wear that shirt, I'm like, oh man. But it was sitting there for a while, I think, because it wasn't until I felt it starting to burn that I was like, again, this is tobacco, man. Jeez. Yeah, before I couldn't keep it lit. Now it's like trying to... Oh, well. It's entertaining content. So yeah, smoking my pipe was something that I wanted to do. Oh. Yeah. I got this too. Sleep and Clear 2.0 assortment pack. So let's crack one of these open. What do we got here? Raspberry. Framboise. Ooh, fancy schmancy. No, I'm just kidding. So we got a Slim and Clear raspberry. Getting crunk? Sure. I haven't heard that in a while. Oops. Yeah. You want to know the funny thing? In Mexico, I drank so much alcohol, like the most I've drank since my drinking phase in my 20s by far. And I was so full from all the food that it, like, even though I drank a large quantity of alcohol and like 40 proof and stuff, didn't really get much of a hangover the next day. Didn't feel much more than a light buzz the whole time, but not really anything crazy. And yeah, and then of course I take this little measly, what is this? 4% alcohol. Again, 40% mezcal I was drinking over there. And hiccup like a wino. Did I show you last time the pictures and stuff from Mexico? I think I showed some of them on my welcome to Slideshow with CanadAce. Where are we here? I want to go to desktop. Yeah. It was, no. Good. That picture. That's tequila being poured down my throat by the bride. But it was like a raspberry or something tequila. Oh, you can see the mouse. So this girl right here, yeah, her and I were flirting back and forth for quite a while. But then she ended up hooking up with, oh, they're not going to see this. The one girl that was the translator for the trip and the cousin of the bride. The guy that she brought to the wedding ended up with... I saw that girl and that girl and the guy that was brought over, or the plus one of the girl from Anyway, I saw them kind of pretty close, and I was like, uh-oh. Then the very next morning, I went to breakfast, and the guy and the girl that was the translator that he came with originally were there, and I was like, very careful not to say anything, but yeah, it was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Everybody was very drunk though, but I don't know. I think the girl that he came with went back to the hotel not feeling well early, and then at the end of the night, whenever I was one of the last people to leave, and I saw the two of them fooling around, and was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I saw him and the girl he was supposed to be with the next day at breakfast, and was like, everything's fine, nobody knows. But I was like, ooh, scandal. But I was like, it's not my place to do it or say anything about it, so I just acted like I didn't see anything. But yeah, yeah, a little bit of hot goss for you. But yeah, yeah, there were some pretty good-looking people at that wedding, though. Oh, by the way, did you see in the picture I have a cigar? It's one of those hand-rolled cigars, and people kept like with their drinks and everything. I had to keep going back for new cigars because they kept getting soaking wet from all the booze that people were throwing around and everything. So they'd be these soggy messes that I couldn't light anymore. You'd think all the because they were too wet, so then I'd have to throw them out and get another one. Then eventually I just gave up on trying to finish one because I couldn't keep them lit because they were soaking wet, like from all the booze and everything, right? Of course, you'd say, oh, well, I thought the alcohol would make them light up even more. But actually, it was so much liquid, you have to have the air vapors or whatever. The air alcohol fume mixture has to be just right. So if it's all liquid, even if it's like if you try to light gasoline by like if you pour gasoline into a glass and then try and put fire into the glass, if you do it fast enough, if you it's before the match gets to the liquid, it will light the air above the glass. But if you get the fire into the liquid, it'll put it out, even though the thing is a fuel, because it's the fumes that are flammable, not the liquid, obviously, right? So it's the same with alcohol. So basically, yeah, the alcohol, yeah, the cigars kept getting covered in alcohol, so I never got to finish one because I kept going out onto the. Everybody kept telling me to, oh, go out to the dance floor, go out to the dance floor, blah blah blah. And then on the dance floor, it was like, woo, with their drinks and everything, and I was soaking wet. Like that shirt I was wearing was like $300. It was drenched in alcohol. I haven't taken it out of the garment bag since I got back. I'm almost nervous too now. I should probably take it to a dry cleaners and have them clean it out, but yeah. Oop. Alright, so so what about you, Nug of Snug? Anything interesting going on in your world? Do you... How's your noggin? Why, did I hit my head or something at one point? What do you mean, how's my noggin? Oh, you mean with the brain tumor and everything, yeah. Uh, I think in March I had to go home because I had a vertigo spell, and it was the first one I had since December, and I haven't had any issues with it since. I'm taking the medication every Sunday, and just, yeah. I've been going to the gym a lot lately, so that's good. Um, so, yeah, trying to, because I was kind of doughy in that trip. Um, so I kind of want to get a a little bit. Mind you, the groom who used to be like, he used to basically have abs. He's not. That's not a video, is it? No. Okay, so, um, where are we here? So this is the groom, and again, he used to be in pretty good shape. So, and then it doesn't want to load the next. Oh, I know why. No. Oh, there we go. No, that's not the picture I wanted. Maybe it's this way. I thought there was a picture of me without a shirt on. Where am I? Alright, well, anyway. Anyway, the point is, yeah, I was starting to look a little doughy, but I didn't feel as bad about it because the groom, who's always been like pretty trim dude, was also starting to, you know, he wasn't exactly ripped anymore, so. Yeah, see? But I think I'm already starting to get a little bit tighter. I think my legs especially are starting to bulk up a bit because I do like 20 minutes or more on the treadmill. And then I do my workout to get my cardio up. And then I do my workouts, so yeah. So I do that, and then I do ab exercises because your arms kind of get a little bit of a workout from that anyway. And right now I want to get this tightened up, and then I'll start worrying about other stuff. And then if I get enough to a point where it's like tight or whatever, then I'll actually maybe start to bulk up. But right now I just want to get into shape. Think we could see your porn stash folders on the sidebar. I don't know what you're talking about, first of all. And second of all, even if they hypothetically existed, I don't think so. I'm just like, what is showing on there? Nothing really. Anyway, yeah. You wanted to talk. Oh. I'm staying out of that one. Anyway, moving on. This thing. Oh, well, we're all adults. You know, it's not like, yeah. This day and age, it's more what you're looking up for porn, I think. Not that you are. But yeah. I'm not really big, especially when I was younger. You ever mix in a little C and B? C and B. I don't know what that is. C and B. Almost afraid to ask. What's C and B? C and B. Oh, or CBD. Oh, like CBD, like the gummies and stuff? No. No, I don't really like, again, I'm not really into marijuana at all. I've done it before, but I don't really like it. And CBD, I'm pretty sure, is to help you sleep, isn't it? Yeah, I just like pipe tobacco. I don't really... And I like cigars. That's basically as far as I go. Maybe if I'm camping or something, I'll have and somebody else is like passing a joint or something around, I'll have it, but I haven't smoked marijuana in over a decade. And even pipes, I don't smoke very often. It's months between me smoking them. All right. So what's the general consensus? Should I fill another one, or should we call it for the pipe for tonight? What do you think? What's the audience reaction here? Let's try it. This Kinder Egg is on its last legs here. So whoop whoop whoop. Forward march, park and spark. Seems like the white chocolate layer is a little thicker in the German version than it is here. Taking a brief Kinder break. She loves it so much she can't even type. She's like... Yeah. It's ever so slightly different. Not much, though, but a little bit. I just imagined you saying it like Homer Simpson. Chocolate. Oh. 90 calories per 355 millimeters. A little overcarbonated, I think. But it's alright. Uh-oh. Maybe they just suddenly realized they're all Leafs fans. Ah! Sorry. I used to be more of a Montreal fan. Although these days I don't really care. I don't know any of the Montreal players anymore or anything, so... Oh, the players. Are they hitting each other? or the other team. I thought they were basically phasing that out of hockey. Like, I thought that was no longer kosher to be doing that kind of stuff. Who are they playing? Ha ha ha. Well, that's quite a feat since it's, again, if anything, I'd be drunk, but I'm not even that, obviously. Oh, Tampa Bay. I'm gonna head to bed. Thanks for the great stream. Well, thank you for coming, Nug of Snug. I appreciate that. I hope you, well, got a kick out of it. I know the main event ended a little while ago, but I appreciate that. I hope you found all the German goods interesting and everything, and it was nice of you to swing by. Yep, you're heading out too, Meekseek? Well, I mean, yeah, I've been doing it for 2.5 hours, so I've got some writing. Well, I've got a big mess actually. I've got to clean up, and then I've got some writing and stuff I want to do anyway. So I should probably. It's probably the right time to end it. But yeah, I wanted to open his package and everything, and yeah, I think that went well, and it was nice to talk to everybody. And the community doesn't stream as much. It used to be Shani, Frog, and even Nico. Sometimes we used to do. Occasionally we do like a Twitch video stream. So we used to do that a lot, and so yeah, I used to hang out with them a lot more, but now everybody's so busy and everything that I don't really get to talk to everybody as much, and it's kind of too bad. And also, I wanted to log in more hours on the Twitch because because if you can make affiliate, you can get paid to do this, which is nice. Um, Amphibian flu. I don't even know if that's a thing, but maybe. He'll probably send me an apology message later and be like, oh, I got really sick, so I didn't do it, or couldn't go on, or something came up. I had to go to New York and visit my family or whatever, because he lives in he lives in Virginia, kind of near Washington, D.C. area. But his family's all from like Brooklyn, so he has to go down and see them a lot and stuff. But I mean, he did say that he was going to be here, but that's okay that he wasn't. It's fine. I talked to him probably the most out of everybody from the group, in between these things anyway. So it's not like I was missing him terribly. Whereas Nico is on the weird time zone, and Shani is kind of being less and less active online, and then she'll release a post being like, I'm gonna get back on, I swear, and then she doesn't. But it's okay because she gets sick all the time, and then she's also trying to catch up with work because it's busy season, and also she misses so much work from being sick all the time that she might not have a job if she continues it and everything. So, and she's got movies and stuff, so she's busy all the time too. So, it's nice when everybody can get together again. It's a little bittersweet. I kind of wish it was longer and we could, I always feel like there's a million more things I want to say, but yeah. But thank you both, if you're still here, for stopping by and everything. And yeah, I really appreciated it. And thanks again to Nico if he ever sees this part of the video. Yeah, it was a really enjoyable thing. I hope you guys liked it. It might have been a little slow near the end, but yeah, alright. Until next time, you kids have fun now. I guess. Trying to use the mouse with all this stuff, like, where... yeah, so... I don't really have a lot of real estate there, but, yeah. Anyway, good night. Where's the... There we go. Good night.